the budget, they're not going to do this. But believe me, it's the small things that we often ignore that changes the culture of your team. But believe me, it's the small things that we often ignore that changes the culture of your team. But believe me, it's
all right, I'm so sorry.
That we often ignore that changes the culture of your team. But believe me, it's
all right, I'm so sorry.
That we often ignore that changes the culture of your team. But believe me.
There we go. So that's a problem when you have so many things going on. Are we there or we got lost?
We're here.
Good.
Yeah.
We'll halt the other one and continue here until we are able to stabilize those voices that are echoing. Back to you, Miss Berry, and sorry about that, Millie.
Oh, I think I'm done really. I don't want to overwhelm because this is a topic that can go on and on. I'd rather have more questions and maybe have any scenario that someone is facing that can be helped. And leadership is an ongoing thing. It's something that we do, and we have to just be intentional about what is it that I'm looking for. How am I showing up as a leader? What am I noticing? What is the culture that am I building? Is it a culture where people are more on a compliance or an ownership? Is engagement happening? If you ask people in your team, are they clear? That brings a coherence value, whereby is the vision only known to you as a leader? Are they working on this? I always say competent and confident for confidence elevates, because we want to make sure that these young people are so empowered that they feel that whatever area God has put them, they will grow and they will influence their communities. So it's one step at a time. And are we noticing what they're doing? Are we encouraging them? Is it a deliberate action, or is it a theory? Like you have it on a vision and you're not living it. So I'm just going to continue to, anybody who wants has question or just share whatever we've done. I think for me, 20 minutes is always just enough. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Just to put us back to the mode, thank you so much. That's why I said I'm always humbled when I'm with this young lady. Millie has got some preciseness that is beyond. She has enlightened us on a lot of things about team building and how to realize what's your responsibility, how to coordinate. And I want to thank Aroma for your input. If you do have any question right now, so that we address it to Millie, so that we can end up having an interaction. She believes in interaction. That's how she does her thing, and communicate with the community that she works with to make it easier for everybody. So any question at the moment before I post what I have, please feel welcomed. We are here because of you. You can type the question, you can request and talk to us, and the team here on the panel at the Zoom, please feel free. Let us know what you have in mind. Thank you again.
Yes, Christine, I see your hand up.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for that masterpiece of wisdom, Betty. So I just have a question, not a comment.
Mm.
So I'd just like to ask you what inspired you to become a leadership coach? Because I see you're a coach in the leadership space. And what advice would you give a young person, also like me, that wants to develop strong leadership skills?
So that's a problem when you have so many things going on. Are we? I am so sorry, Christine. Go ahead. Can you hear me?
Okay, let me just repeat.
Please, it's okay.
I asked, it's okay, okay.
Yeah.
So I asked what inspired Betty to become a leadership coach, because I see she is a coach in the leadership space, and
Yes.
what advice she can give a young person, let's say like myself, who wants to develop strong leadership skills.
Good question. Betty.
Yes, thank you, Christine. I love questions because I love just because it took you a lot of deep listening for you to think about that question. So, what inspired me? Honestly, if I tell you my journey, I used to be that shy person who could not talk in front of people. I was one of those people who would do a work and give it to someone else to present. And I remember in America, I was so afraid of my accent. Like, what are people going to judging? And just in my own space, like I was just in a different space. However, I remember working with one of the consultants who used to work with us, and I was a teacher, and she was just an amazing coach. And she used to just come and I was so afraid. I was teaching. It was a Title III school in a very poor neighborhood, teaching math. And I used to see how just bringing confidence to people inspire people, because I don't know, I used to be one of the worst math students, and someone just helped me one thing at a time and reminding me that you can do it, you can believe in yourself, you can grow. And so when I got promoted as a leader and as a coach, I had to learn, I had to really go through what does it mean to be an active listener. And slowly I saw the teams that I was working with thrive, and I enrolled in coaching. I went back to school and learned so much about organizational dynamics, what it means to, leadership. So I really invested time in going into research and trying to make sure that the research and the practical aspect of leadership is really there, because there are thousands of books written on leadership. But then what separates is now taking those theories and putting them into practice. And then I learned that when I was invited to speak in Kenya at one of the universities, I realized that we were not helping our young people. We were not giving them practical skills to navigate the world. Like we would find students who are finishing the university and no one to guide them on what is it, like their resume, how do they stand up in the world when they leave, when they become managers in their jobs, who is training them? So there was a gap, and that's how the Confidence Elevate started, and just guiding young people like you to take that space and have ownership and believe in whatever gifts that God has. I get so excited when I talk about that, because I believe that everybody has a gift. And we are living in this world at such a time like this for something big, whether we believe it or not. But it takes that intentional growth for people to really own. Like I said, it's one thing to say, yeah, I believe in you, but what are we doing? What are we doing? Are we cultivating that mindset on our young people? Are we believing in them? Like I always tell people, when you come to Confidence Elevate, we're going to challenge you. We're going to challenge you with our assignments. We have assignments that we do. We're going to help you. We're going to help you for you to grow. And we've had young people who've come to our organization, and they graduate from the university, and they're like, oh, I'm not. And I'm like, you just got a job with an international body. Let's train you on the global aspect of leadership. And I'm so proud, because even when the work we do with Nobel is just to enlighten young people that you have so much to give the world, and you cannot be like caved into a different type of thinking. Like I said, that our organization is built on Romans 12 verse 2, which is say, do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, because our thoughts really shape who we are. And when it matters, what are we putting in our mind? Because if someone believes in you, they're going to act, they're going to help you, they're going to challenge you to grow. We do not stay on a comfort zone. We challenge ourselves with a growth mindset. We believe we have to manage our emotions with the emotional intelligence. We believe we have to be self-aware. And then we are charged to create those psychologically safe zones by believing in other people around us, and then cultivate that gift within so that it can be authentic to the world. I hope I've answered this a lot of, yeah. I get passionate when young people ask me that, because I've seen young people thrive in spaces that they never believed. And so that's what pushes me to continue to do this job.
I love it. I love it. I love it so much. Being passionate. Christine, did you get an answer from that?
Yes, I did. Thank you so much for sharing, Betty. Thank you.
You have a follow-up question?
You're welcome. And so what inspired me, I think I've answered that. I was just making sure that I answered everything. Mm.
Great. Thank you so much for that question, Christine. Anybody else on the panel? We appreciate you. Thank you, Slimy Nyarawendo, my beautiful lady. Welcome so much and thanks for what you do with the youth. I'm sure Betty know you. Millie anakujua vizuri sana. You know Slimy Nyarawendo, Miss Millie?
She's
Yeah?
changing the world. Yes, I know her.
She's changing the world. We just love your work. Welcome. She's on TikTok. That's why I'm saying, think about it. I'm sure Christine will drive you to that space. Thank you. Do you have any question, the friends who are on TikTok? We are talking about leadership and team building. We have been given great emphasis with our good friend Millie, who is an executive leadership and instructional coach, who enables many to understand what's their responsibility as a leader in any organization. It could be school, it could be companies, it could be business owners, and she has helped so many realize that they also have a part to play. One of our great panel here on
Jacinta
Zoom.
has a question.
Go ahead, Cynthia. 1 second. Go ahead.
Jacinta has a question. I saw her hand raised.
Jacinta, take over.
Oh, hello. Thank you. My question is on criticism.
Mm-hmm.
Betty, will you share maybe an experience you've had if while leading, have you been criticized and how did you handle that? Thank you.
Thank you for that question. Thank you so much for that question. As a leader, you will be criticized. I always say, embrace criticism. It's coming whether you hear it or not. One of the like I mean lately really I haven't, but because I've continued to work on that. But I remember like a year ago I was working in an organization where the leader thought that my feedback was not as thorough as she wanted. She did not believe in just she wanted me to be like, no, they're not doing the good job they're doing. And I told her, I said, first of all, we have to build a relationship with the people. And so I took that as like, you know what, I could, if I thought that if it was 3 years before, I would have been like, you know what, this person. But I understood where she was coming from. She did not have self-awareness. She did not believe in growing people. So I was coming from a place of, I gotta relate first, then, challenge you with the growth. Remember, we have the goals we always set. So the criticism was like, your feedback is not as Sarah. But then I say, look at the data. Are they taking up on space? Are they doing this? Is their accountability matching? And so in that particular area, after a while, then she was like, now I see what you're doing. Now I see. I said, no, for me, I always lead with what is the habit we're going to build together, because repetition is good for our brain. The things that you continue, you're making people think differently. And the more they repeat those, we say, remember, Jacinta, we always said confidence a little bit. It's those small actions repeated consistently. They outperform those big things that we are doing, sporadically. So it was just those little things like, what are we celebrating today? What is your challenge today? What is one thing that we're going to grow? So it took a while. It's kind of, I had to now coach the leader who was really thinking that my feedback was not, as so many people want you to, like, this is not happening, this is not working. But because of the EQ training and living it out, I had to take that feedback as, you know what, they're coming from a space of they don't know. They're coming from a space where that's their leadership style. That's how they've been trained. And so after a while, now we are friends. And she was like, I cannot understand what you're doing with those people. They needed tough people to work on this. And I was just like, I had to really soul search myself. It was either I lose my emotions and go with that direction, or really take it as a space of what is my role here? How will I help this person change the perspective from not authoritative kind of leadership, autocratic, to a buy-in? because at AL it's moving from potential to performance. Yes. Thank you. Dr. Njoroge, I see you have already raised. I'm even worried because, yeah,
I'm
tell
sorry.
me.
Welcome, welcome. I see Montana here as well. We appreciate you guys. I see you. Thank you so much for being our partners in this conversation. If you have a question, just put it down there. I'm observing both ends. Today, I'm a multitasker. Some I'm losing, some I'm gaining. Once again, thank you, Jacinta. We love you. Dr. Penny.
Mine, I just want to make a comment to support what Miss Millis has said in so many ways, and this is very informative for all of us. Like I said, we must all remain open to learning something new.
Yeah.
As a leader, one of the problems that causes us to we are supposed to you either make people or break them, and sometimes when we break people is when we don't have enough confidence in ourselves, and you talked about autocratic leadership, authoritative leadership, where you're commanding people rather than nurturing them. And that makes all the difference, where you end up competing with the people that you're supposed to be nurturing. And that is what I hear you bringing out over and over, that we must, as a leader, you need to be very confident in yourself, know what you know, and do it in a way that you end up coming out as a, let's use the mothering, as a mother, as a leader, as a nurturing leader for other people, so that you embrace them in their weakness, in their strengths, you know their weaknesses, and it's not always pointing out their mistakes and their failures, but kind of going around them and helping them. You say something, what are your strengths? What are you struggling with? So that they feel that, yes, you may know my weakness as your subordinate, as your mentee, but you're embracing what I have, and you're bringing it out in a way that is loving, that is nurturing, and you're helping me not to hide away. Because a lot of times we are trying to mentor people, we are trying to lead people, but the way I come out is like I'm judging them. I talk here as a therapist, where we are judging them or we are condemning them. And instead of bringing them out of their hiding places, out of their weaknesses, we are throwing them away. And so I like the way you're bringing out that, first and foremost, as a leader, as a mentor, as a coach, I need to be confident about myself and not come out as if I'm competing with anybody. And because that is where now we cause people to shy off, and sometimes people will never come out of their hiding places. So you are doing a good job, and I think that's a compliment, that anybody leading, anybody nurturing, anybody mothering or fathering has to come out as a nurturing person. Thank you.
Wow. Usually out here, Miss
Thank you.
Miss Millie, we have these gadgets. So we clap for the good people. Thank you so much, Penny. Back to you, Millie.
I am so grateful, Dr. Njoroge, and I'm wondering if Jacinta, I know it's late in Kenya. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, sure you did.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to make sure. Yeah. So thank you, Dr. Njoroge. That means a lot, because and that's been something that I had to believe that everybody has something good.
Yeah.
Everybody has something good. It's our job as leaders to get in there and unearth that, and then you see them. Like, I know my professor, they really did a lot just to help me grow. And if they could find that, because they were like, you're hiding. There's a time they would say, you're hiding. Why is it that you're giving other people your presentation for other people to present? It's like, you're hiding. And now it clicked. Like, it clicked to me that I was really hiding because I was afraid of being judged, and I was afraid of, coming out like my ideas were not. But then I realized that research says that, ideas, or the quality of innovation in this organization is linked to the quality of our ideas. So the more we nurture people, when you look at all these companies that are thriving, it's because they give space for thinking. You can go a whole day without even thinking, like, oh, okay, you know what, this thing can be done. Like, if you ask your team, and you'll hear them say, you know what, I was thinking about, instead of us doing this, We can save time by this. And you realize that they emerge with other things, and they say, you know what, this hybrid team is doing this. It depends with the nature of the conversations that you're encouraging, because creativity, we've proven that creativity can be learned and it can be cultivated. So we have to be the nurturing people to get that out, because our brains are diverse, and diversity of the brain is something that I can testify to, with people coming up with their gifts to help us do the work. So let's continue to think about being inclusive and celebrate the different ideas that people have, but we have to be humble enough to know that the change we want begins with us. So that's all I can say. I think I've talked so much
You
and really
have.
enjoyed
I
everything.
asked a question there. Do you think it's our culture that's why you're acting the way you did? Is it something to do with culture?
I mean, I think so. I think culture plays a big role in our upbringing. Sometimes kind of keeps us from believing that we have to break through it. We have to build that confidence in people so they can break away. I just gave my example of me. I never thought I would be that confident to speak or engage or find a passion that I really enjoy doing. But the more I started hearing people say, "Oh, I don't think I can do this," and I was like, "Oh, is that replaying again over and over? Is it because we've stopped? We're not breaking the barrier we wanted. That's why we are breaking barriers through through mentorship, because we have to go through the things that we are insecure about ourselves and be able to know that, you know what, we don't have to live in that fear. No, first of all, I've not been given a spirit of fear but of power, love,
Amen.
and a sound mind. So
Oh,
no, let's encourage other people to get out from what is holding them back, and create this world that is so self-aware, that is emotionally intelligent, that can think about the good in other people and notice the good, not the bad, and grow those behaviors, so that we can be the change we want to be. Because it's easier to think, oh, you know what, they need to do this, they need to do this. Me, I remember that time I used to say, that is a serikali kazi, mbona hii serikali haifanyi, mbona hii. But I realized in that moment I could either join the complaining bandwagon, or I could say, you know what, let's do a conference and help people do this. And we didn't know 8 years later, we will be into this space. So I'm just going to challenge you. Think about something that you're good at or what you want to do, and let's create this space of awareness. There's so much room, there's so many ideas that need to be unearthed, but it starts with us. Thank you.
excellent. Thank you. I see Dr. Penny's hand up. Montana says she cannot hear us. The people on, oh gosh, I'm so sorry, on TikTok. The rest, can you hear us? Because that doesn't make sense if we are enjoying and you're not. It's only Montana. Please kind of type, you can hear us. Montana, wewe nitanunua another thing for you to hear well. All right, we'll be a little bit louder. Okay, we will finish with Dr. Penny and then come back to you. She's about to finish. We don't want to go over time. Actually, we have gone. Forgive us, Miss Millie. Let's get back to Dr. Penny. And thank you for your service, Dr. Penny.
Thank you, Rose. I just want to back what Miss Millie has said, that, and you, to answer your question, that yeah, we may not want to admit that a lot of this has something to do with our culture, where children were not supposed to speak when the parents were speaking. Even when you had the children have something to they can say.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, a lot of times children have something that they can contribute to the family discussions. And nowadays, I always say that let's have a day in a week where we can sit down as a family and talk about some of these things, because that is where we nurture our children, again, nurturing, encouraging them to grow their talents. But when we continue oppressing our children, you cannot speak when parents are speaking, we are not helping them to grow their talents. And because a lot of the talents we are now seeing in our next generation were nurtured during their developmental years. And let's admit that is why we are having a lot of problems with our Gen Zs, because they feel we are not listening. our sister Millie has talked about a lot about us listening to them, paying attention to what they are saying and correcting them in love, like the Bible is saying. But a lot of times I want to be, to command, to say what needs to be done without ever listening. My mother told me that if you cannot listen to your children, why do you think they need to listen to you all the time? Let it be a conversation and not a command. So I agree. What you're asking, is it cultural? Yes, it did start as a cultural thing, but if we are willing to transform every other aspect of our lives today, we need to transform that and allow everybody to talk, because this is their practicing ground where they need to practice, where they are going to become speakers like you and me, or whether they are going to be teachers. Let them practice in the household before they go out. But if we continue oppressing them and not listening, then we are hindering their future development. So the culture needs also, there are things we need to maintain, there are things we need to let go, but we cannot continue saying forever, this is the way we have always done stuff. That is where we are failing ourselves and failing our children. No wonder we are leaving the world with information that we need to have given to our children. Talking to them, we are not there. They are not listening because they are tired of us talking about the same old stuff without allowing them to question or to reason with us. Thank you.
Excellent point. Wow, I told you I'm going to introduce you to our claps here. So when you see that DR in front of a name, know that somebody went through school, okay? That was
Thank
so, I'm so humbled to have you, Dr. Penny. That is true. That is true. Nurturing, we oftenly miss on that, and you bring it out so clearly. Thank you. Thank you for reminding us that, the world is changing, but the older generation don't want to move with the change. And hence they miss the point to work with the Gen Zs who are actually developing in a different way. I want to piggyback this, unless somebody has a question. And Pooja Samuel, welcome. Onrise, welcome. I see you. I want to piggyback by asking this question. Dr. Penny tells us that we have refused to move across and meet the Gen Zs at their point. But my question is, are we even ready to learn that to accept that there is an AI going on? Are we in the process of moving towards AI? Are we in the process of working with the Gen Zs on those social media aspects that now life has become? I went to church today and I was talking to a friend of mine. She's in the technology and she says, I know our church is carrying all those millennials, but life has moved on. We need to meet the Gen Zs at their level. So the question is, under leadership and team building, are we missing something, Millie? And what can we do about it?
That's a good question, but it comes back to being adaptable as a leader. We have to also to be aware of what's the changes that happen. Change is inevitable. It's going to happen. And what I know from the neuroscience is one of the things we have to understand is the brain. Like we have, our brain almost produces about 10,000 thoughts in a day. So even with AI, there's no fear about AI. We have to know that AI is supposed to argument on what we have. AI is not supposed to think for us. God did not give us this brain for us to just put it there. It's supposed to be challenged so that the neurons grow every day. So AI is supposed to like just like when we like for example when you're a math teacher, you have calculators. But without knowing what to put on the calculator, does it do the math for you? So I feel like we need to stop being afraid of AI and embrace. Like when you talk about that's another topic for another day. If I have to talk about AI in performance and human management, that's a different topic. But today, I just want to say, first of all, we should not be afraid of AI, people. God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. So there's no time for me. I embrace AI with all its that, but I know first we have to give the input to the AI. So it's our brain. I always say the critical thinking skills are not going away.
Excellent.
We have to remember, we have to stay connected, we have to be committed, we have to be confident, we have to be courageous. AI is not like something we need to be afraid. Think about those days where, cell phone and computer people were, but now it's in every room. I always go back to the, as a math teacher, like go back to the calculators. We'll be like, oh, give the kids calculators. Without the critical thinking skills about what do I need to do? What are the most important words? That calculator can be there, but it doesn't make any good. So I'm going back to just saying we need to, first of all, believe that the young people can change and that all of us can change, and stay committed and believe in teams, grow each other up, and make this world a better place by not sticking to our old patterns where this is how we've done it. Anytime I walk somewhere and someone says, oh, this is how we've done it, I'm just like, that culture is not suitable for me. But I know that as we grow, we have to be willing to say, this is the change. But that does not mean it changes my core value on what I believe. I just have to learn more about it. I can talk about AI because I'm passionate about that too. But today, for time purposes, I think that's going to be it, unless we have any question. But I know we have so much. Our brain gives us like 10,000 thoughts a day. And research says we only use about maybe 1%. That's a shame.
It's a shame. Thank
That's a
you.
shame because we're not creating time for thinking. We're not carving out time to really encourage more ideas. And like I said at the beginning, ideas are the currency of the 21st century. Let's explore. Let's
Thank
motivate each other. Let's love each other. Let's be the change agents
Yes.
and think about the why, the what, and the how to do it. Yes.
Perfect. Slimmy Nyawendo has a point for us, and you can, building on what you have just said, and we have to look at leadership as it's not about demanding the old ways.
Mm-mm.
It is about guiding people through the new ones.
Mhm.
That's a good one. I wish you could tell us more. My goodness. It's about guiding people through the new one. Man, that is excellent. Thank you so
Mhm.
much,
Mhm.
Slimy. Thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
Engineer Owinya, you just arrived. We are talking about leadership, teamwork. Maybe we'll brief you in a few when we are done here. My baby sister Millie has done almost an hour, which is, oh, we are
Mhm.
humbled. Thank you. Thank you so much. So if you have a question, let me know. And of course, my neighbor Gladys Genesis is saying, oh my gosh, I'm taking care of my baby here. I need to participate. Oh my goodness, you'll be a listener today. Anyango, I see you. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much, Samuel. Samuel, we don't want to leave you out. Do you have any question addition? We are talking about leadership and teamwork. There's innovation that our sister Millie has just spoken about. There's the culture aspect. What say you? And welcome to our panel. Punja.
I'm
Yes,
very glad to be here online listening to the seminar. It's a
yes,
great opportunity given to me by Ms. Tambo.
thanks.
And Ms. Tambo, personally, she's a wonderful leader. She has the grace to access people's heart. The Lord has given her the ability to touch lives, and just she just goes right into the people's heart. She even without us having to explain much about our work, she just understands and how to. I mean, she just helps us how to handle things not only practically but constantly depending on God. And that she is able to just give us inputs and feed us with not only just physical aspects of the world but even the spiritual, to tap into the great resources that God has for us. So it's really I'm just so glad to be a part of this seminar today. Thank you so much.
Wow, guys, she's crying. We don't cry here, Millie. You're amazing. I started off by saying one of the humble human beings I've ever met on this platform. Dr. Nata is a great friend of ours. She's on TikTok. Dr. Nata, we are on Zoom as well. I tried on YouTube actually, but we are not on Facebook. Something happened. Thank you for coming, Dr. Nata. She is an amazing friend, and she is, I'm sure if she had time, this is a topic she would love. She loves giving people great nuggets. And when she used to do it, I was always hiding and watching and learning. I wish you come back with that, Dr. Data. Do you have any question? We've been talking about leadership and team building, but I don't want to miss on what Ms. Minpunja Samuel said. You nailed it, my friend. Miss Millie is an icon. I have loved this young lady with all my heart. She gives it all. What you get is what it is. And if you don't capitalize on the goodness, you will one day say, what happened? Where was I? She has helped so many young people realize their potential. She has helped so many leaders make correct and learn to do what's right. She has helped corporates. She has helped business owners, small or big. She has helped women realize their positive aspects of life. So, yes, I concur with you, Samuel. You mentioned it. You just nailed it on the head. Welcome, Jackie. I see you. Engineer, any point, Dr. Nader, before we jump on to her? She's about to summarize and get us out of this. So please, we are changing lives. Do you have any question on the topic, leadership and team building? Do you have any addition? I know Aroma is waiting. Anybody else? Aroma, make sure you're brief, dear. You're always excellent. All right, as we are waiting for them to put their points out, take it over, Triumph. Thank you, Samuel. That was so kind of you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I just wanted to add something small about, you were asking about whether it is the culture, and Slimy has said something again about the old ways and the new ones. What I just want to say that our culture has no problem actually, but the problem is us, how we view this and how we significantly make it happen to us a point that we are ready to change. So currently we talk about, you were mentioning something about the AI. In the current trends in the technology and all the technological know-how, there is a lot of inventions that are coming. The only thing we need to have is just a motive of learning, and we change with the current trends. We make them part of our lives, and we ensure that we upgrade ourselves so that the information that is with us or that is conveyed to us, actually we are capable of relating this from the ancient ones, and then we can actually have a diversified mind that enhance growth. And that's the key to intellectual fulfillment that we are looking for. We talk of the Gen Zs or the young ones, the young tags today. They are much into the current trends that most of the millennials, some of us, we doesn't even bother this. Because if you look at the current technological trends, if we go into the IT trends that are coming and the workability of these social media trends along the internet changing, we only need to learn, grasp the concept, and we make it part of our lives. And we ensure that how can we use this to change the lives into the current world. such that instead of claiming, or we may be saying that there is this that has come replacing manpower from work, but the same manpower can use this to implement and still work and ensure that the ability to deliver is increased. And we think more critically than ever we thought of it to be. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Triumph. Thank you. So, Dr. Second, welcome. Dr. Nader, what we were talking about just in brief was about leadership and team building, what it takes. And our friend Millie, maybe you know her from Facebook, she is a great leader, an executive and instructional coach who has helped many organizations, many young people realize their potential and practice what's right. So I know you came in late. If you wish to jump on it and say a word or two, I just want to remind Millie that Slimy left, but she said thank you for all that you're doing. She has learned a lot, and she appreciates your work and our work. And of course, as a team leader herself, she is so thankful. Yes. Engineer, if you have a point or two, a question, we can pose it before our host gets to leave. A question, a comment. What's your view on team building? What's your question on team building? We do it all the time here on TikTok. Some fail, some grow, some don't. All right. I presume they are good. They had what they had. So we give it back to you, Millie, if you have a summary and not to take much more of your time.
I think, yeah, I think we've had enough for today, but I'm just going to summarize. I think we talked about the belief. The belief. Do we believe that our teams can grow? Do we believe that they have what it takes? Do we believe in the gifts that they bring? Do we have that mindset of learning? Are we understanding that change is inevitable? What I know is growth does not come from wishful thinking. We cannot wish growth. We have to get to the meat and be willing to get our hands dirty and work side by side with people to understand what their gifts are, what are they good at, and how do we cultivate the creativity in them. I told you at the beginning where I say our challenge is cultivating and retaining top-notch talent. Yet, we also know that the human beings are the greatest assets in any organization, whether it's a school or any job. People, we have to understand how people think and work in that. Great leaders do not aim for universal approval. Yes, there are areas that, we may disagree, but disagree in a better way. Be emotionally intelligent. Great leaders, then they don't aim for universal approval, but they aim for impact. What impact do you leave that person after having that conversation with them? Are you leaving them more fulfilled, or are you leaving them deprived? Are you leaving them their brain in a threat mode, or are you leaving them reward where their dopamine is excited about it? So are we enhancing growth? And are we really understanding that there are so many other ideas that need to be cultivated within our schools, within our classrooms, within our whoever you're working with on that day, so that they can be fulfilled in whatever calling that they have in any organization that they do, to understand that, yes, I go back to ideas are the currency of the 21st century. And we have to do our part to understand that fear, so we have to remove fear, because when you walk in a room and you're in a particular position, people are already afraid of you. They're afraid of the title, they're afraid of everything. But how do you make them comfortable to listen to what you have to say and give them that space for them to think? And I'm always excited when somebody say, wow, I'm thinking about this from our conversation. Boom. Now we've captured that person's thinking. Now they're co-creating the plan. Instead of you going like, you need to do this and do this, the brain is going, wow, 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 wow. They're not listening to you. You've already caused a threat. So we need to think about ways that we invite people to speak, to think, and give them authentic praise, not fake, because we can read through fake. If you're telling me I'm good and I ask you, what am I good at? And you don't know, please stay away. But if you tell me, oh, I love this, and this is the evidence about it, now I know that you've really taken thought on it. And that's what our teams, everybody we work with, want to know, that they're genuinely making an impact. And we move from general to specifics. And I think that's it for me today. I really appreciate you for inviting me to come and talk about something that is so dear to my heart, something that I've spent years cultivating, and I do it every day. So thank you.
Oh,
And
thank you.
go.
Thank you so much. Dr. Penny, did you want to say something before I do? All right. We are here to say thank you so much, Millie. You have opened our eyes. You have given us insight. This was a very, to me, it's a topic that you need to hear from somebody to get it right. And as you said, we learn a lot from each other to build each other. I believe that what I know can be better if I share it. So today, I, Rose, and Millie, and of course the teams both in YouTube that are ongoing and their questions, and also the team on TikTok, thank you for coming. You are a part of this conversation. Thank you so, so much. So what we were discussing or having a conversation on was very dynamic, very intriguing, that helps us realize that we need to be high performance. And when we become high performance, we need to understand that there's a core social that goes with it. And that's why Dr. Penny comes in very handy. She is a psychiatrist who helps us all to put ourselves together, you know? So with that realization, I want to convey my thank you, Millie. This helps a lot of students, help a lot of business owners, helps corporate people as well. So it is not just us, the coaches. It helps so many of us to look up and do the right thing. Having said that, I know we will call you or we'll work around other aspects so that we reach more people. Once again, thank you for your time. Thank you, each and everyone. Those who want to stay on TikTok, we'll go on a little bit. Those who are here, I am so appreciative. Before I do end, I do know that Ms. Millie works on something that is very, very important to all of us, students, teachers, college students. We need to know what it is. I will post it so that you get to learn more and create more connections. Reasons why we do this under I Hope Guys, this training and workshops are there every month. If you're interested, just inbox me. We will slot you. We'll work with our leader. She's not here today, so that she slots us and have us going. Because what you do is needed. Your expertise is important. So back to you, Millie. What else do you do, and how can we benefit more from that? Thank
I
you.
think have exhausted everything that I do. I think basically I can always say that, like I said in when I started, is developing strong collaborative teams through coaching.
Yeah.
And coaching is about unlocking the potential deep within the person. So that's what I do. And I do it with young people, I do it with teachers, I do it with different organizations. And we're thriving to change this world to be a better world, because we want people to think. Slow yourself down to think. And so other things that I'm doing, I'll send you the information about Nobel. And yes, we also have a conference in Kenya in July. So we're excited about that. So yeah. So please allow me to leave because I have another
Absolutely. You
meeting.
are allowed
Thank
to
you.
leave, and this is for you. We love you, and thank you for your time. God bless you.
Love you too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes. Thank you for your time, Millie. All right, as she leaves, I will stop the recording and say thank you, ma'am. We love you. Keep doing you, Miss Millie, and navigate your purpose. All right, thank you, everybody. We stopped the recording and we also stopped